A new bill introduced in Carson City would allow 14-year-olds who attend charter schools to get a driver's license.
Fox 5's Alexandra De Leon breaks down what the bill means and how it could impact us here in the Valley.
Christine John, Assembly Bill 213 targets Nevadans who go to charter schools and have no access of getting to and from school. Now, I spoke with State Representative Alexis Hansen, who's backing this bill. She says a law passed in 1969 allowing teenagers 14 or older in rural Nevada to get a restricted license.
I don't care if they're going from corner to corner, and the amount of traffic that is around a school, are they going to be able to handle that?
As of right now, Nevadans as young as 15 and a half can apply to get a driver's permit without restrictions or having to take driver's ed.
I personally wouldn't have my younger brother be driving at his age because right now he's in school, he's doing baseball, he's doing everything he can to try to work on his maturity.
But if the bill passes, students attending charter schools as young as 14 can apply.
My 10 years of experience as a driving instructor is 15 and a half at times with some students. They're not even immature to even start at 15 and a half.
The current law states that any teenager 14 and older who live in communities with less than 55,000 people can get this restricted permit. Students who attend private schools can also get the restricted permit.
Kids would have an easier time getting to school, that they, don't need to rely on other people driving them, that they can drive themselves.
Colin tells me he grew up in rural Nevada. He had issues in high school having access to transportation to and from school. But even now, at 20 years old, he still doesn't think 14-year-olds should be able to drive.
I've seen many 15 and a half, 16, 17. We get adults that are learning how to drive, and it's a struggle for a lot of people.
For charter school students wanting to apply, AB 213 has a number of requirements, including written consent from not only parents but the school as well. The restricted license would only be valid during the school year. Drivers could only drive under 55 miles per hour. And if driving siblings or passengers to and from school, there must be a written consent from a parent or guardian.
And it would be better if we just had that instead of just regulating something like this, where we're rushing to trying to get kids out in the road when we shouldn't be.
Now, there's been quite a bit of talk about this bill. A lot of people not even just understanding what it means, but as of right now, 14-year-olds in rural counties, so that's anywhere that there's population less than 55,000 people, they can drive in those areas. But for here, the big push is to get charter schools to jump on board and allow 14-year-olds to be able to drive as well.
Clark County roads much different than those rural counties.
A lot of people concerned what this would do, not just for their safety, but for their insurance rates as well.
Yes, especially. And just a lot more traffic here too.
We'll certainly follow it. Thank you, Alexandra.